Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Monday morning. It is now the 20th day of May, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, it's another beautiful day. Had a very nice weekend with temperatures in the low 80s. And over the next couple of days, we may see a bit of a warming trend, but nothing too extreme. And this is the time of year when we can start seeing temperatures in the upper 90s to over 100 degrees. Just don't see any of that, not only in the short term, but also in that medium to long term, 7, 10, even 14 days out. There isn't anything right now that's indicating we'll have a heat wave, so to speak, or anything up around 100 degrees. It'll be warm, but basically pretty comfortable. And that's pretty important as we head toward the Memorial Day weekend. So we'll talk about a couple of things regarding Memorial Day weekend as you make your plans to be outdoors. But let's start with what's happening first thing this morning. As you can see, we have clear skies up and down the valley. We do have this bit of snowpack. I'll talk more about the snowpack here in a minute. And we have the marine layer south of San Francisco, generally from about Half Moon Bay down through the Monterey area, the Salinas Valley. All of this will burn off in the afternoon. It's important to note that we do have the marine layer gone from the north coast. And that's an indication that we have a bit of a north flow developing, a bit of an offshore flow. There's this little weather system. You see this little area of cloud cover here. There's a weather system sliding by to our east, and as it goes by, we develop the north flow. So it'll be somewhat breezy on the west side of the valley today. Not a gusty north wind, just one of those north wind events on the west side of the valley. And an indication of that from the satellite is the stratus clearing. And as the stratus clears, the valley temperatures begin to warm up. So let's take a look at the weather pattern that we're expecting for the next week or so. And with that, we'll look at our 500 millibar chart going up to around 18,000 feet. And as indicated here is that little trough that's going by to our east. And as it goes by, we develop that north flow, and that's what happens as we go through the day today. As that pulls out, we see a clearing trend, and that north wind eases as we head into the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. Another little system goes by. As these systems go by, the temperatures stay cooler. But we're talking about temperatures in the low 80s. Maybe some days would be in the upper 70s. This is during the day Wednesday night and into the day on Thursday. This is Thursday. And if we were into January or February, if we saw a trough like this coming by, we'd be talking about some rain and snow. That's not really the case. Some of the models have been indicating there'd be some Sierra showers, but the most recent models are indicating that it will actually be dry as these little troughs go by. But it will keep temperatures in a pretty comfortable range. And then this is getting into the weekend itself. Let's see, what day are we up to here? I have to scroll up to the top to see what the day is. This is Saturday. This is Saturday midday. Saturday, probably a comfortable day with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. And then as that lifts out, the end of the weekend would bring a warming trend with a bit of a ridge here. And we may see warming toward the end of the weekend, toward Memorial Day itself, with temperatures maybe then in the upper 80s or 90s. If this pattern were true, we certainly would get perhaps up to around 90 degrees or so, depending on how much southwesterly wind we had and the exact placement of the ridge. But that's nothing too extremely warm. And all in all, pretty comfortable as we head toward the Memorial Day weekend. And no sign of any rain. Great news if you're planning on camping or traveling. If you're planning on boating, I did want to give you an update. This is a nice little chart that the DWR puts out every day. It shows you the water in the all the major reservoirs. And what I wanted to point out is, as of today, Oroville's at 100%. Shasta is at 96% of total capacity. Bullard's Bar is at 100%. They also include the historical average, but I don't find that very useful. So I just use how full it is. So 96% in Shasta, 100% in Oroville, 100% at Bullard's Bar. Folsom's at 94, but Folsom usually doesn't peak until another couple of weeks, and they're still managing it. They've been doing some releases out of Folsom. Oh, you don't see Folsom. Now you do. Folsom's at 94. Comanche's at 91. New Melones, 87. It takes a little while for New Melones to come up. But 87% at a reservoir that holds 2.4 million acre feet is pretty good. Let me get Don Pedro in here, 91%. McClure's at 92. So as you can see, all the major reservoirs are in very, very good shape through our area. So if you do have plans for this weekend to be boating, especially for those of you who like to go houseboating on Oroville or Shasta, it's going to be great. And we're going to just see a slow drawdown as we head through the next couple of months as usual. But, it's another great water year for Northern California. And I wanted to show you this because this is about the time of year, the next few weeks here, when we see the peaks of these. And then they're drawn down slowly as we go through the summer, as we start to lose inflow. And speaking of inflow, I did want to show you this. This is a graph that the Central Sierra Snow Lab puts out. And this is the current water equivalent, or in other words, how much water is in the snow at their location. This isn't a Sierra-wide number. This is just at their location at Soda Springs, so up near Donner Summit. And what the blue line indicates is the average, and their average peaks here in late March. And then the red line is what happened this year. So you can see that big storm we had in March that brought all that water, put us above the average. And then we peaked this year, actually in early April. And then that snowstorm we had in the first weekend of May actually bumped things up. And then just in the last few weeks, we've gone from 18 or 19 inches of water in the snowpack down to, at their location, basically nothing. There is obviously still snow in the Sierra that will continue to melt and feed into our area rivers, but this also feeds into what I was talking about with the reservoirs kind of reaching their peak right around now. Inflows will slowly decrease, and as bring everything full circle, going back to the satellite, as you can see, there is still snowpack in the Sierra, especially at the highest elevations that you see south of Highway 88. So yeah, in the high country of Yosemite, above 10,000 feet, there'll be snow still for at least another month or so. And in the shady areas and on the north-facing slopes, you may see snow until August in some of those places. But in terms of the amount of snow that'll be feeding in, you look up here in the Feather River Basin, and there's not much snow left to feed into Lake Oroville. In the American River Basin, there's still a bit of snow to help bring inflows into Folsom for a while, meaning that Folsom will be over 90% all the way through July. So for those of you that like to go boating on Folsom, you don't have to worry about taking your boats out in September this year. We'll be seeing a nice full lake well into the summer season. So that's everything I got for you this morning. It is going to be another beautiful day, just like what we had over the weekend. So if you can, get out and enjoy part of it. I'll be in my suit and tie later on and doing my TV thing. So make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.